Paul McGuire Grimes, ABC, Minneapolis. Meg, David, it is an absolute honor getting to talk to both of you today. I really enjoyed this film, so thank you for the time, and thank you to SAG-AFTRA for letting you talk about the film. I
Ah,
appreciate them too.
Oh,
thank you, and
great.
thanks
Thank
to
you.
SAG as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now,
Thanks
Meg, I
for
have to
that.
start with you. You dedicate the film to Nora, and you made so many great movies with the late, great Nora Ephron, who's one of the best writers. What did you take away from her as a director and writer that you incorporated into this film?
For the most part, it was the tone she set. She just, it was fun to be on her sets. You didn't like, you never wanted to leave. And she had a true delight in storytelling. And that I felt was like contagious on the sets. So, like, more than anything, it was a sort of ambiance. And, yeah, it was a kind of ambiance she set, a mood she set.
I love it. Now, David, there's a lot of reminiscing in this film between your two characters. Now, if you and Mag were to run into each other at an airport years down the road, you're passing from one filming to the next, what would you reminisce about filming this movie?
Oh,
It's a
I
good
mean,
question.
we already do kind of do that.
Yeah.
We had such a good time making it. Just weirdly, the actual work was so much fun.
Yeah.
The actual moments between action and cut were super fun and fulfilling, which is pretty amazing. It doesn't always happen that way, you know. And I think, you know, as Meg talks about what Nora Ephron, you know, taught her, I think she's learned that lesson well because she did really make the set. You know, it's hard to make an airport fun. I'm not going to say it was fun, but the work was fun, and her attitude towards it was always, yeah, let's do good work. Let's make it fun. Let's think about this. Let's commit.
It felt too like this little secret thing we were doing also because we were at night and you know, most of the time we were there, the airport was most of the time at night it was closed. It wasn't full of people, and that was kind of magical. And also, but like the really magical nights for me were we'd spent in the museum, this really beautiful museum, and there were times you know like
Which in the movie is supposed to be an airport.
yeah, we had to marry these two locations, and so. But I remember one night you had like they give you a kind of a dressing room
Yeah.
down at the end of the
Oh, there was
hall.
a classical concert.
Yeah, so there was this like chamber orchestra that was rehearsing and like just two doors down
Yeah,
from David.
But Meg didn't really know that, so I would come to set, which was maybe, you know, a 5-minute walk from there, and she was like, "What you been doing?" You know, and I was like, "Oh, I was just listening to classical music live." She was like,
It's a
"What?
musical.
How come you get to listen to classical music?"
Yeah, I didn't have that. I was in a
Yeah.
storage room.
Yeah.
Now, Meg, now that you're getting more into directing, what are you learning about yourself now that may be different than when you first started acting?
Well, you know, true. I love that question because really, I like being a leader. I didn't know that about myself, but I like it. I like it. I feel like I like this idea of having an overview, like reading the room and like sort of intuiting that, and then I didn't know I had that actual capacity really until this. And what I love in general about directing is that you're in it. You're just involved in the inside story of all these different kinds of artists. Like we have this amazing composer, and to talk to him, I don't know really any. I'm not a musician. I never written any music or anything like that. But I learned how to talk about feelings to evoke, and we had a really nice shorthand. That was a really cool, like just relationship to have with another kind of artist, or with the DP who's this maestro of light, and the sound guys who, you know, they make you listen to the world differently. The DP makes you see the world differently. So your senses get really heightened as a director.
I love that. And I think it helps you learn just more about the
Thank you,
industry and
David.
filmmaking overall. You guys are so great in this movie together. There's such an easiness between you. I got the rap. Thank you for the X-Files, David, and
Oh,
Sleepless in Seattle. One of my favorite rom-coms of all time is Sleepless in Seattle. You and Tom, pitch perfect. So thanks, Meg, for that too.
Thanks. Really nice to talk to you. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. You too. Oh my God. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you. I appreciate it.